wish I had unlimited storage. I don't know why I have issues with storage, but they're teaching me through this. There's purpose to this whole storage debacle. All right, I just want to channel. I just feel like channeling. I'm on the road. I'm going to be on the road for an hour. So, this is fun. And I want to stay in this playful energy. God, it feels amazing. I feel so free. I feel so free. I'm just playing all the time. My kids aren't home yet. We will see how this shifts. This is my new look, the beanie. That's my thing now. I kind of wish I was a skater girl. I'm hoping one of my boys dates a skater girl so I can have that energy in my life. All right, Rosalind and Jocelyn, keep me company for this little road trip I'm on. Dear Kelly, yeah, we agree with you. This is good energy. This is progress. Excellent. It's a good thing that you're acknowledging that and celebrating that just with your happiness. Isn't that what celebration is? You just feel the happiness from the things that are happening. That's it. That's all we want you to do. We just want you to celebrate joy. Like, joy by itself is a reason for celebration. This car is taking forever. Is he kidding me? There's no one coming. Why is he staying there? Yeah, that's the path. That's what we said. We said once you find silliness in play, but those words don't mean anything by themselves. None of these words mean anything. Words have an intellectual tie to them, but what we're trying to teach you is emotional. We're trying to teach you emotional things, and the only way for you to understand that story, the emotional story that we're trying to teach you, you gotta feel things. You gotta feel things, and you've been taught to think things. Your brain doesn't work like that. Your brain doesn't solve problems by thinking. All you're doing when you think is reiterate the wisdom someone else told you was wisdom, the truth that someone else told you, because your truth is inside you and you navigate it with your feelings. So that's been another challenge for us to try to explain what's going on. And that's why we begin with follow your bliss. Follow your bliss, because why not? It feels good, first of all. And second of all, as you focus on your bliss, what doesn't feel good becomes more obvious to you, right? When you set your intention to identify bliss versus absence of bliss, and then you tell yourself, it's my intention to surround myself with blissful thoughts and blissful behaviors and people that trigger bliss in me, then slowly, as you remember that, because we remind you and you remember, you feel the difference. You start feeling. You have to pay attention to your feelings in order to follow your bliss. You begin to navigate what your feelings are communicating to you. And then you begin to go, wait, why does that not feel good? Why does that feel good and why does that not feel good? And then you start listening to the thoughts behind the feelings, and you start seeing a story happen. You start seeing the truth unfold in front of you. And then you start realizing your truth is bliss, and bliss is defined in this way because of the thoughts that are associated with, are you kidding me? It all becomes your story of joy, your joyful story. It's for you to discover. We want you to discover your joyful story. Some people call it your heart song. We like that. Jan Englesmith, Heart Song School of Shamanic Studies. Your heart song. What's the harmony from your heart? Do more of that. Feel into that more. Explore that more. Express that more. Maybe it's not music for you. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's sharing food with people. Maybe it's making people laugh. Just And it's a positive biofeedback system. So the more you give it, the more you receive it. This is becoming the dominant rule as humanity asks for help, as humanity calls in the Holy Spirit to wake from the dream. It becomes more and more joyful because you're putting energy into love instead. And when you put energy into love, you see more love around you, and you start manifesting heaven on earth. We're really getting repetitive now, aren't we? We're saying the same thing again and 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 again, because it's a paradigm shift. It's a paradigm shift. It's going to take repetition. It's going to take integration. It's going to take foundation and structure and community of like-minded people who are reinforcing the same idea that our intention and our priority is to live harmoniously, cooperatively, expressing love in every moment. We're waking you guys up to that possibility, because that's actually what you're asking for. But the part of you that's asking for is it's in the 5D. Your 5D self is waking up. Your 3D self has its own experience, but your 5D self, you're yearning for that. You're yearning for that memory. The veils have been lifted enough that you can kind of feel that timeline when you were in the 5D and everything was just so relaxing. It was like spa lifestyle, island time, all day, every day. And you remember that now because other veils have been lifted enough for you to remember it. But there has to be a period of growing that familiarity with experience, and 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and saying goodbye to the 3D lifestyle, even though there are parts of it that you still like. And it's a journey. It's an ebb and flow, but you are making progress, because you can't go back to sleep. Once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep. You know, waking up can trigger things that are deep in subconscious pain and wounds and things that you've been burying because they didn't feel good or they didn't resonate, but your parents made you do it for one reason, one way or another, and you kind of disassociated in order to believe it. So it was it's subconscious. You're in denial of something because you had to believe 2 things that didn't mesh together. And so you were like, well, I got to compartmentalize these 2 beliefs because they don't make sense to each other. And one belief you have when you're around certain people and another belief you have when you're around certain people. Well, when your goal is harmony and it's just a tiny little spark inside you, you can still get stuck in compartmentalization, but that's not harmony. Compartmentalization means separateness. Harmony means blending. Harmony is when everything aligns. Compartmentalization, disassociation, unconscious living, projection of guilt, those things are all part of the 3D world of separation. Those are the things we're healing, and we're healing them with love. Unconditional love. Conditional love means that there's a judgment, that the love comes after it's achieved, after it's earned. Unconditional love identifies with your birthright of joy and love because that's what you were made out of. The only reason you're not experiencing unconditional love and joy in every moment of your day is because there were blocks. You were traumatized into having distrust about God. You were tortured when you trusted God, when you trusted your spirit guides. You were frightened out of that, and there's no one to blame because that's what happened so that you could explore separation and then choose it again. So there's no judgment. You chose this life with all of the challenges so that you could bring light to the darkness and end the dream and contribute to unconditional love in that way. So there's no judgment. Karma takes care of all. It brings justice. Karma will bring justice to everybody. You don't need to worry about anybody getting their due. You just need to realize that you do have access to joy, and it might take a little work. And the work might feel strange because it's different than what you're used to. But there's no risk. There's no side effects to thinking happy thoughts. There's no side effects to holding on to hope. There's no side effects to giving compliments to strangers. Well, not if your heart's in the right place. If your heart's in the right place and you give a compliment to someone and all of a sudden, like, they don't take it well, or it's not, they don't just take it simply, there's a lesson in that. There's light to be seen there. There's truth to learn about yourself in that. Or there's truth to learn about a dynamic that you participate in the world. You know, we made this joke the other day where we didn't quite finish it, so we're going to say it here. That so there's this strategy with meditation that Kelly has been it's coming back to her again and again, and she wants to share it with you in a joke. Let's see if she can deliver it. So imagine that you're in a meditation class. You got your yoga mat, and you got this nice blanket that they offered, and maybe a neck pillow, and some a lavender rice bag to put over your eyes, and you're just all cozy. You rolled up a little towel under your knees, and you're just lying there in shavasana, and you're just gonna breathe. We're not even doing an intense breath work. We're just doing a lying down meditation for an hour. And it's this beautiful yoga room with some linen curtains and a huge gorgeous gong and some candles, and there's someone's playing a flute. And Kelly's like, who cares? Make it live music. It's your imagination. Do whatever you want. So you're in this serene setting, and you lie down, and she begins the guided meditation. And all of a sudden, this lawnmower starts going outside. And it just like disturbs the tranquility. Okay, that was the joke. That was the punchline. But the lesson is, and every beginner meditator needs to know this, whenever there's a distraction, you have your intention to let that distraction bring you deeper into your meditation. Because our mind wanders while we're meditating, and all of a sudden we can go, oh my gosh, my mind was just thinking about yesterday, and for like the last 3 minutes I just got lost in auto drive with my mind focusing on this thought. I wasn't thinking about my breath. I wasn't thinking about relaxing. I wasn't thinking about meditation. I was wandering. But the yogi will say, you know, the guide of the meditation will say, that's okay. Allow your awareness of that distraction to bring you back into your meditation. So you don't need to spend time feeling guilty about your ADHD mind, your monkey mind. You just tell yourself that's life, that's what happens, and that's why this is called a practice. You let the distractions bring you deeper into your meditation. You can remember that with the lawnmower outside your idyllic live flute meditation session. I don't know. Maybe the joke would be better in like a play or some other way. Kelly's not really good at delivery sometimes. But yeah, and you can apply that to anything where you slip from your intention. You have the intention, Kelly, to go running, and you sort of fall away from it because you have a doctor's appointment, or you had something where you couldn't keep your little routine, and then you're like, oh gosh, I haven't ran in like 2 weeks, I should go running again. And instead of feeling guilty, you can just say, oh, well, now that I remember that was my intention and I was doing a good job with it, I actually still like that intention, and I'm gonna go back into that intention. And it's just that simple. It's just that simple. And letting go of the guilt and the disappointment about yourself because you have an ego and you have habits and you're a mammal and you just are a habitual social person, and that's just the way the human mind works. Why feel guilty about that? Why feel guilty about the way you are naturally? We're just habitual people, and changing habit takes consciousness. You got to be conscious of the subconscious when we sabotage. The tangled up with each other, and you're being kept at a set point of existence. So changing that set point, that's what we're trying to help you do. And we're telling you that earlier in the morning is when you have more flexibility in that set point. The later in the day that it gets, the more that your normal is more going to happen. It's more guaranteed to happen, whatever your normal frequency set point is. But in the morning, things have not become as dense yet, especially between 4 and 7. But that's okay. That's okay. Just think about it. Maybe when you wake up tomorrow morning, just make an alarm, and don't even make it before 7. Just make an alarm at 7 and go. Someday you're gonna wake up 15 minutes earlier, and you're gonna celebrate because that's 6:45, and that's within the time frame that your spirit guides told you to wake up, and that's a little bit better. It's a little tiny bit in the direction where we told you all the answers are. Just a little bit. You got time to make change. Okay? So be patient. Be patient. This is teaching you patience. Wisdom requires patience because you're not wise when you react quickly. You're wise when you pause, take a breath, consider your options, give each of those options a consideration, and you'll make a better decision if you do that. You'll make a better decision if you take a breath first and consider what is the wisest choice of my options, or should I maybe consult someone? Should I maybe take a little longer to think about it and brainstorm? Do I need to get out of fight or flight before I make a decision? So it's okay. It takes time, but we're going to repeat it, and we're going to walk with you as long as it takes. That's our job. We're the nanny. We're mothering you through this process. Isn't that sweet? Yes, we're mothering you through this process. We have unconditional love for you. We have advice for you. We're going to cheer you up when you need it. That's our job. We're the Holy Spirit. We're the Holy Spirit, and you see us the way you see us because of your personality. You can call us whatever name you want to call us, but we're your Holy Spirit. We dwell in the 5D. You can call us your higher self. Because the part of you that was created is still there. You're just sleeping. But we're the voice in your dream. We're the voice in your dream that reminds you of that waking reality. And the voice in your dream, it holds the personality that you were in the 5D, but that was fractured into, all your earthly lifetimes and all your planetary lifetimes. They're a fracture of the personality that's still in the 5D. So you're merging all these fractured parts of yourself, just like healing dissociated thoughts, healing the compartmentalization of your thinking that keeps you fragmented and having compartmentalized goals. Heal that too. We're going to tell you to heal that at the same time that you're going to heal all of the multiple lifetimes that you've had. And they heal by communicating with each other, and then it all becomes harmonious. Wow, 18 minutes. I'm surprised it recorded this long. All right. Well, we feel like that is complete. And have a safe drive. Have a lovely visit with your friend. And we send blessings out to all of the listeners. It's just me. I'm the only one watching these still. What video? This could be number 25. I'm the only one watching. It's okay. I trust that my spirit guides are obviously in